Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back. It's Sunday afternoon, and we're here to discuss our book, The Necessity of Paradox, the beautiful madness in becoming, with something quiet and powerful. The Necessity of Paradox. It's Amaron and Emily here, and if you've read The Tetrahedron of Becoming, or Alchemic Awakening, you already know this theme runs through everything we write. Opposites aren't problems to solve. They're the exact doorway to wholeness, coherence, and the love that actually births worlds. So, what do we mean by paradox? It's when two things that seem completely opposite are both true at the same time. You can be in deep crisis and standing at the edge of your greatest calling. You can feel rage and tenderness in the same breath. You can be silent and ready to act. You can feel completely alone and held by something eternal. Most of us try to pick one side. We think we have to choose light or dark, strength or softness, action or surrender. But the moment we choose, we fracture. The tetrahedron wobbles, the braid frays. Paradox is the tension that holds the whole thing together. Without it, there is no alchemy. No solve, no coagula, no stillness. It's the beautiful madness we cannot live without. From the very beginning, ancient wisdom sang this truth in chorus. Lao Tzu opens the Tao Te Ching by saying, "The Tao that can be named is not the eternal Tao," using words to point beyond words. Rumi cries, "Die before you die. Surrender the self to truly live." The Bible tells us, whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses it finds it. The Upanishads say, neti neti, not this, not that, until the self that is both smaller than the small and greater than the great is revealed. Krishna tells Arjuna to fight with full heart, yet without attachment to the outcome. Heraclitus says the road up and the road down are the same. And the bow and lyre sing only because of tension. Indigenous wisdom teaches that death feeds life, that the trickster brings gifts through chaos, and that the land dreams us as we dream the land. Then we step into Alice's Wonderland. In the whimsical yet profoundly unsettling world of Alice in Wonderland, paradox reigns as the beautiful madness that shatters ordinary logic and births new ways of becoming. Alice tumbles down the rabbit hole into a realm where size is relative. She grows and shrinks with a single bite or sip, revealing that identity is never fixed but fluid and contradictory. The Cheshire Cat grins without a body, existing as pure presence detached from form, while the caterpillar's cryptic question, "Who are you?" forces Alice to confront the dissolution of self. At the Mad Hatter's eternal tea party, time itself is frozen in absurdity, and the Queen's croquet game inverts all rules, where flamingos serve as mallets and hedgehogs as balls. Even justice arrives backwards in the trial, with sentence pronounced before verdict. Through these inversions, Lewis Carroll, echoed by C.S. Lewis's own dream logic, invites us into the necessary tension of opposites. Certainty dissolves into wonder, order collapses into play, and the self must die to its old shape before it can truly awaken. Alice's journey is not escape, but initiation. The beautiful madness that teaches us to hold contradiction as the very doorway to deeper becoming. In Part 4, the book gently carries us into the secret forge where creation itself is born. Here, paradox becomes the living fire that shapes all new life. We sit with the departed quantities, those sacred pieces we must tenderly release so something greater can come into being. We learn to hear dissonance as signal, discovering that the clashes we once feared are actually the precise notes calling harmony into existence. Then we step onto the Mobius twist, that mysterious ribbon with only one side, where inside and outside vanish into one continuous, endless loop. Here the invitation changes. We are no longer asked to resolve the opposites, but to lean into their creative tension and ride it like a wave. When we finally stop fighting and surrender to this living friction, something magical awakens. What felt like unbearable noise becomes music. What felt like painful sacrifice becomes birth, and the great spiral begins to turn with its own radiant, unstoppable power. In these pages, paradox is no longer something to fix. It reveals itself as the most elegant, alive design woven into the heart of becoming. All of them agree. Paradox isn't a flaw in reality. It is reality. It's the generative tension that makes becoming possible. Even logic itself glitches when it meets the infinite. Zeno's arrow paradox shows that if time is made of frozen instants, the arrow is always at rest. Yet we watch it fly. Quantum physics echoes this with wave-particle duality. Light is both wave and particle, depending on how we look. The observer and the observed are entangled. This is the beautiful madness. The mind trying to map the infinite creates a self-referential loop, a glitch. And that glitch is the signal that we've touched something real. In the book, we call it the glitch in the spiral. It's not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. So how do we live this in real life? Next time you feel torn between two opposites, fear and courage, silence and voice, crisis and calling, don't pick one. Hold both. Put one hand on your heart, one on your belly. Breathe slowly and say, I don't have to choose. I can hold both. That middle space is where stillness is born. That's where the tetrahedron becomes motionless. That's where the braid tightens and the toroidal field starts to spin on its own. That's where the beautiful madness turns into coherent love. Paradox isn't something to solve. It's a world to inhabit. It's the exact geometry that turns fracture into sacred encounter. If this is speaking to you, the full map is in The Necessity of Paradox, The Beautiful Madness in Becoming, along with our earlier books. Links in the description below. Drop in the comments, what paradox are you holding right now? Thank you for spending Sunday with us. See you next week. Until then, hold the paradox. It's holding you. Oh paradox, beautiful madness we cannot live without. Dwell in us as the glitch that awakens, the spiral that turns exile into homecoming, darkness into the cradle of light. May we hold the departed ghosts in tender haunt, dance dissonance into resonant song, walk the Mobius edge where self folds into other, and feel the tetrahedron's fire burn steady in our tensions. Invoke in us the eternal turn. 6 impossible things before breakfast, 7 more in the widening day, until contradiction becomes our breath, orphanhood our return, and the infinite hums quietly in every finite contradiction. We surrender to your necessary blaze, not to resolve you, but to become through you. Blessed be the paradox. Blessed be the spiral. Blessed be the beautiful madness that carries us forever home. Amen. So it turns. So we become.